How's up, y'all? What's poppin'? It's D. About to react to this video by After School. This is Walk Away From Money. This is the Dave Chappelle animation. So yeah, this is from his stand-up. Not sure which one, but yeah, he's gonna talk about him walking away from money. Oh, maybe he's referring to when he walked away from the Chappelle show. You know, because he did pass up on a lot of money because he didn't want to be a sellout. He didn't want to do the Chappelle show no more. He felt like they were trying to exploit him and like talking shit about him, and he like, nah, I ain't fucking with this no more. So I honestly have always respected that about him. You know, he chose to stick to what he felt was right versus just, you know, selling out because he about to make all these millions. I'm assuming that's what he about to talk about, but let's see.
And I just want to tell you, I'm the first person in my family to not go to college. And as the president has told you, I've done outstanding. In spite of that,
He do be smoking on stage.
One thing I did want to say, and one thing today just made me think about, for all the things that I've done, I'm most renowned for what I didn't do.
Right.
I've made decisions in my career that a lot of people have called insane. 2004, I had $50 million deal on the table.
That's a lot.
And in a crisis of conscience, flipped the table over and walked away. Went to South Africa. Everyone said I was running away from the money. That is not true. In fact, I still want that money.
Of course.
The idea that I wanted to just share with you guys is the idea that sometimes you do what you think is best.
Right.
Whether anybody understands it or not. I heard a story about my father where someone told me he used to do statistics for a company in D.C. The company he did statistics for started doing business with the South African government, so he quit his job. It's caused a lot of problems between him and his wife. It's hard for a man when he can't provide for his family the way he wants to, and he suffered through it. And a generation later, when I had my crisis of conscience, I was able to go to a free South Africa and get away from the heat. This idea that what you do in your lifetime informs the generations that comes after you is something I keep thinking about, something that is so much bigger than just ourselves.
Yeah,
Today I'm standing in front of you guys, and I know you guys are like, oh, I know you're bored. But I see family of mine in the front row some who I've never met, and I just realize how all of us are connected. That my great-grandfather built something more substantial than buildings. He built a community, and he built, more importantly than a community, he built a way, you know, so I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Hello, police.
Hello, police. Oh, this is him giving a speech. This isn't his
stand-up. You know what I mean? He's standing over like, so this is what black people talk about.
I was thinking like, what stand-up is this?
I just want you guys to remember, you know, that right now there's this thing where ethics aren't what they used to be. This idea that people are trying to replace the ideas of good and bad with better or worse. And that is incorrect. You gotta keep your ethics intact because good and bad is a compass that helps you find a way. And a person that only does what's better or worse is the easiest type of person to control. They are a mouse in a maze that just finds the cheese. But the one who knows about good and bad will realize that he's in a maze. So, that being said, I just hope that all of you guys transcend whatever you see as your obstacles, and that you live outstanding lives, and that you stay connected to your communities because you have so much power there, and that you grow your communities and you diversify your communities, and that you don't let anybody tell you you can't or to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid because you can't be brave or courageous without fear. The idea of being courageous is that even though you're scared, you just do the right thing anyway. So in 2004, I walked away from $50 million, and in November, I made a deal for $60 million. So,
Yes.
although I'm not the most famous comedian of my time, I would like to know what their great-grandfathers did. I'm very proud today.
I'm joking. You better preach. You better preach, Dave Chappelle. Okay, this was a really dope message. And him making that statement, it reminds me of this book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's such a good book. I read that years ago, but I totally agree with what he said. I agree with him 100%. And yeah, I've always been really proud of him for that. Proud of him for sticking to his guns and, you know, turning his back on all that money and all that success because he didn't believe in it. It's just like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't like this, you know? Like, that's crazy. He really walked away from such a huge show. Like, that show was so big. Everybody loved it, and it was like literally on the rise to being like one of the best like comedy shows of all time. I think it still is, actually. Even though it ended abruptly, I still feel like it's such a huge comedy show. People still quote the fucking Chappelle Show after all these years. So yeah, it's just wild that he just chose to like walk away from it. Like, fuck this, I ain't doing this no more. But yeah, I fuck with Dave Chappelle a lot. Y'all let me know what y'all thought though. Let me know what other videos you want me to react to, and I'll see you in the next one.